Imagine enjoying your favorite steak just to wake up hours later in the ER because your immune system thinks that meat is suddenly toxic. And the culprit that caused this whole thing? A tiny tick bite that you never even saw. Today we're uncovering one of the strangest medical mysteries of the last decade: alpha-gal syndrome. By the way, my name is Ryan Kearns. I personally had a really serious Lyme disease case. I battled and was able to get better using holistic and all-natural methods, and now I've helped thousands of other people do the same exact thing at limewars.com. Alpha-gal syndrome is a delayed allergic reaction to red meat and animal products. It's triggered by a carbohydrate that's carried by certain ticks. Therefore, it's caused by a tick bite. So imagine getting bitten by a tick and all of a sudden you're allergic to some of your favorite foods. In recent years, there's been a rise in cases of alpha-gal syndrome, and more people have been experiencing these very annoying symptoms. One minute they're able to get their protein from their favorite foods like steak and red meat, and the next minute they can't eat any of it because their body thinks it's a foreign invader and will attack. Alpha-gal is actually a type of sugar molecule that's found in most mammals, except for humans and some primates. People with alpha-gal syndrome can suddenly become allergic to beef, lamb, pork, and more. The main tick species that's involved in alpha-gal syndrome is the Lone Star tick, but there's other variations of ticks throughout the world that could cause similar symptoms. When a tick with alpha-gal bites someone, it spreads into the bloodstream, much like Lyme disease and co-infections and all the other infections we talk about on this channel. The immune system becomes sensitized to that alpha-gal that's been injected into the bloodstream. Later, when that person eats meat, their body reacts to that alpha-gal, and oftentimes it can be very severe. One of the weirdest parts about this is it's not an immediate reaction. There's a delay of about 3 to 6 hours until someone has that allergic reaction to meat. This makes it extremely confusing and often misdiagnosed, and sometimes people accidentally continue eating meat for months or years thinking there's something going on, but not understanding that it's actually the meat causing their allergic reaction. Common symptoms of alpha-gal syndrome are hives, swelling, breathing issues, gastrointestinal distress, so stomach problems and problems, digesting your food and feeling okay. And, if you get a lot of stomach aches, anaphylaxis, which means closing up of the throat. Reactions vary a lot and can be completely unpredictable. Here are the main foods that trigger alpha-gal reactions: red meat, including beef, pork, lamb, and venison; gelatin-containing foods; some dairy products; even certain medications and medical products like gelatin capsules or vaccines can cause an allergic reaction. At limewars.com, we always use vegetable capsules so we don't have any gelatin inside of our herbal capsule. As you can imagine, alpha-gal syndrome can be very scary and very hard to find out. I've talked to many people who've had alpha-gal syndrome, and the way they find out is terrifying. First, they just go into shock, or they have this allergic reaction and they're not really sure why it is. They think it's food poisoning. They think maybe some restaurant that they went to messed up or cross-contaminated something, and they don't get answers. Eventually, if they have a smart doctor, they might get a blood test for alpha-gal syndrome. They're looking for a specific biomarker, IgE. The main thing doctors should look for is a medical history of tick exposure, as well as delayed onset of these allergic reactions 3 to 6 hours after eating. Both of those are red glaring signs that it's alpha-gal syndrome causing these problems. As you know, this YouTube channel is not medical advice, and it does not substitute having a medical provider. Always seek professional help from a doctor, especially if you're dealing with allergic reactions that could be life-threatening. Go to the ER first, ask questions later. So what is it like living with alpha-gal syndrome? If you find out you have it and you're allergic to meat now, what can you do? Well, obviously the first thing is diet changes. People who have alpha-gal syndrome can't eat mammal meats, or they need to kind of check their labels and make sure they're eating things that are clean and not going to cause an allergic reaction. That means they might have a hard time getting protein into their diet. As a nutritionist, I've worked with a lot of vegans and people who don't eat animal products throughout the years, and I've been vegan myself for a period of time as well. I understand how to build a nutrition plan around avoiding meats and animal products. Some people with alpha-gal can tolerate dairy, but others do not. It really just depends on you and your body. So the main thing is people with alpha-gal need to kind of become vegans. They need to lean into a plant-based diet and get that plant-based protein into their life to make sure they're getting enough protein while also not getting animal products. It's not only protein, meat is also high in B vitamins and other nutrients that you need. It's important to work with a nutritionist who understands these complexities and can help you navigate through building a nutrition plan that doesn't trigger your immune system. They also need to carry an EpiPen around just in case they accidentally eat any meat containing alpha-gal, or if they get cross-contaminated. Even though they're ordering plant-based foods, it could get cross-contaminated with meat depending on where you are, or if you go to a restaurant, or if you cook at home. So having an EpiPen specifically for emergencies, that way you can always be safe. For some people, their sensitivity to animal products actually lessens over time, especially if additional tick bites are avoided. And if you continue to maintain a healthy lifestyle for a long period of time, you might see that your alpha-gal syndrome slowly but surely goes away. This doesn't always happen, but it does happen for some people. Of course, the number one way to avoid alpha-gal syndrome is prevention, and I mean preventing tick bites. So remember to always use repellents, wear protective clothing, perform tick checks after going outside for long periods of time, and avoid brushy or wooded areas that ticks love to hang out in as often as possible. Preventing new tick bites is a key to preventing worsening symptoms over time. If you want this to go away, if you want to get better from alpha-gal syndrome or any tick-borne illness, it's important to do your best to not get another tick bite, obviously. On top of that, there's loads of things we can do that I share on this channel, like changing your diet, using herbal antimicrobials, detoxification, supporting your gut, supporting sleep. All those holistic measures we take to help people get better from tick-borne illness apply to alpha-gal syndrome as well. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I'm confident we can support you and help you get better from tick-borne illness. A single tick bite can change the way your body reacts to food for years. Understanding alpha-gal syndrome could literally save a life. If you want help getting better from Lyme disease, check out my free resources in the description below this video. I've got a free ebook, a free Lyme test, a free community. Check them out directly below in the description below this video and come join us. It's free and we're here to help.